What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Take a second to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all social media at MyCowboysFamily, and of course, hop in the Discord. Link for that's in the description box down below.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another one here, My Cowboys Family. Another Cowboys chat as we're gearing up for this Philadelphia Eagle battle, NFC East battle, NFC Conference battle. Huge game on the line. But huge news today from one of our own captains, coaches of this team. Looking a little green like the Eagles today. We'll talk about that and more.
Green around the gills.
Yeah, we'll talk about that and more tonight on My Cowboys Family.
Of course, as we get rolling here tonight, guys, there are some people we have to give the love and the appreciation to as we get rolling here tonight. So an extra special shout out to the sponsor of the week, back-to-back representation.
Like our 90s Cowboys.
And the Cash App King, SnugX.
Woo.
You know why he's here. Thank you for representing there. And of course, every king needs their queen. Thank you very much to Mary Alvarez as the membership gifting queen. And the stream boss, yes, respectively, right? With 21 points on that stream boss.
A little Gilly Gilmore there. Gilly Lock there. Stephon Gilmore, number 21, who will be important this week against the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll talk about that, of course, gearing up and more. But who's in the lead on these boards? The gifting membership gifting champion, the queen of the gifting board, Mary Alvarez. She's in the running here. I think with 6 gifted memberships this week. Tied with Skeptical Fan with 6. But in first place, it's Jason Renfro. He's got 9 so far, trying to hold it down and bring home the crown there, and taking that crown from Mary Alvarez. You got, when you look at the Cash App side, you got the current leader, Stanley Smith. But is he the leader? Yeah, Stanley Smith is currently the leader when you look at the 2-week span. So I do definitely want to shout him out there. But I also got to shout out someone named SnugX.
Woo!
He dropped a $5 holler last night and then another $20 holler today. And he's gearing up there, moving up the Cash App board. But yeah, guys, the leader is still Stanley Smith. He's got a little bit of a lead there on SnugX. We'll see if SnugX is going to go for that three-peat, or Stanley Smith take it over, or somebody else come out of the woodwork and take it. We'll see what happens. When you look at the overall board, well, Jason Renfro, baby, dropped a bunch of Cash App love there. 4 $5 hollers overnight on MCF After Dark. And he's also in the running on the Cash App board and the overall board, being in first place right now, adding to his raffle entries. We'll talk about that as well in a minute. And also I want to shout out in the PayPal, Gloria. Much love to Gloria in the house. She's in the After Dark show.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
She said happy birthday. So yeah, all MCF with the birthday wishes there with a $25 holler. Breaking it down there. Much love to Gloria and Jason Renfro and SnugX. But yes, after all that, the leader is still the same currently this week. Stanley Smith on that side of the board. The overall board, it's still Jason Renfro. He's coming for that crown as a sponsor week. We'll see what happens. Whether it is the super chat, whether it is jumping in the membership or a thanks button or gifting a membership. There's a lot of ways to help out the channel here on our little corner of YouTube on My Cowboys Family. But there's 4 other ways where you can kind of run, not just on the overall board, but also in the Cash App crown side of things. What are those ways, baby?
Of course, you have the Cash App, money sign My Cowboys Family. You have the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family. The regular PayPal link. And last but not least, Streamlabs link. Let your comment show up on screen like a super chat.
Yeah, so again, we have all that and also the nightly shout-outs from those that represent in that star and over everything levels on our channel that really make the nightly thing go round here. So, baby, who are some of those star-level members?
Thank you very much to Skeptical Fan, Jason Renfro, Lincoln Kane, Mary Alvarez, Andy Potched, Marissa Sparkle, Dwayne Broussard, the top dog, and, of course, the Lunatic.
Oh, yeah. Special something there from the Lunatic as well, baby. Let's just go out and say it. We got a 4-prize raffle at halftime of this Philadelphia Eagle game on Sunday night. How do they get in this thing? How can people get an entry and maybe get more entries? How do they do it, baby?
You drop $10, bam, you are automatically entered. And guess what, guys? Unlimited entries stacking. So you drop another $10, bam, you're got another entry, and so on and so on. So, of course, if you are in the MCF membership, it does have its perks. You will automatically get a bonus entry if you are an MCF member.
Once you get into that, once you get into that $10 range, and you're in the membership, bam, then you get that second.
Yeah, you can't get a bonus entry without getting an entry first.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're very good. Now, there's 4 prizes. There'll be 4 different winners here, 4 lucky winners at halftime of this Eagle Cowboy game, and this is brought to you by the man, the lunatic. Always much love to him. Baby, what are the 4 prizes here?
Of course, you have the awesome Cowboy car package here, so your wheels can rep the Cowboys in style. All sorts of things there, as you can see. Of course, in third place, you have the customizable Cowboys shirt and that awesome embroidered Micah Parsons signature cap. And in first and second place, respectively, you guys already know your choice of an authentic, stitched-in jersey of any player, style, and size, as long as we have it available.
Yeah, so much love to the lunatic making this happen. Cowboy Mosh, sewn and stitched jerseys, first and second place. This package right here, customizable, one of a kind. Micah Parsons right there. Fourth place, of course, that car decal. You got them all. Lanyards, flags, decals, license plate covers, all that more here at My Cowboys Family. And we got a new member jumping in the membership. Dak for MVP, Prescott. Oh, yeah, I like that name.
It's a very accurate name there. Thank you, Skeptical fans, so much for gifting that membership and showing the love here to the MCF family.
That's one of the best ways of showing love back to the family and the channel. Gifting membership here. And he's adding to his raffle entry. I think he's now busted open to another one. I think he's at 7 total entries, 6 earned, 1 bonus. Much love, the Skeptical fan. And, of course, that means he's also, 6 away, I think? 6 away, is it? From another one. So we'll see what happens. Again, appreciate you, Skeptical fan, with the gifting membership. And congrats to Dak MVP Parsons. You know it. We're hoping for that. And we're also hoping for Dak Super Bowl MVP champion. You know what I mean? So that's what we're hoping for here on MCF. I know you guys here in the family also agree. Appreciate Mr. Skeptical, who breaks a tie in that second place spot there. Now only 2 behind Jason Renfro and 1 ahead of the queen here, Mary Alvarez. Ooh. So appreciate you, Skeptical. And he's now in second place by himself with 7 gifted memberships. Back 2 on 9 by Jason Renfro, Mary Alvarez at 6th and 3rd place. Oh, yeah. Oh, shoot. What just happened there, baby?
Ooh, it looks like we have another gifted membership.
Oh, shit.
Congrats to Dirty South MVP, who was gifted a membership by, once again, the man stays skeptical, Skeptical fan.
Uh-oh, so Skeptical now. I mean, now he's one away from getting another raffle entry, but giving the love like that, he's also 1 away from Jason Renfro for first place on the gifting board. Skeptical fan always staying skeptical. We also got Amazing Games doing an amazing drop. A $10 holler right on your heads. He also, by the way, I must add, is back in that navy blue crew, if I'm not mistaken. If he's in the membership there, I think it's his anniversary now.
Yes,
so much love
is. And
to Amazing Games.
Shout out to Amazing Games. You know what he said?
I know that he added another raffle entry for his, under his name here.
That's right.
What did he say with that $10 holler?
My MCF, West Coast, $10 holler. Love, amazing. Thank you so much.
Yes.
I appreciate you, of course.
Amazing. Mr. Amazing right there. Oh, what happened?
Skeptical
Another
fan said,
one.
Hold my cowboy beer. Because Chris Plumage was also gifted a membership. Wow. Thank you so much. Congrats to you, Chris, and thank you, Skeptical fan.
That puts Skeptical in a tie with Jason Renfro in first place on the gifting board. It also put with 9 gifted memberships, by the way, each. And it also puts him with another raffle entry for this fantastic four gift entry here you can have here from the Lunatic, making it happen. And, I'm looking here right now. He's right behind Stanley Smith in third. Behind him in third place. He's in fourth place for Skeptical fan, but he's very close to third and second place. And Jason Renfro in first on the overall board. Skepticals getting closer and closer. Much love to you. Amazing games, amazing drops, right? Like I said right there. He actually is also moving up this board here pretty fast. And amazing games, if I'm looking at this properly, he just broke a tie there and made a little bit of a jump here when it comes to this board. Let me look here real quick. Oh, yeah.
I know it sounds kind of silly, but in my mind, when I picture those jumps or whatever, I literally picture people like leapfrogging over each other. You know what I mean?
That's what happens. Amazing
that
games.
Old school?
Yeah, the little
leapfrog. Yeah, you kind of like that. The hop over people. So yeah, sorry. That's I know. Super
amazing
random.
Game. Hops over from 9th place to 6th place, almost cracking the top 5 and upping another membership another raffle entry for him. Extra special love, West Coast style. Repping that star for everything. Amazing Games. Thank you. I don't know if there's any comments I missed or any kind of shout outs.
Yeah, of course. There's shout outs because I got to shout out the people here in the chat. Thank you very much. Let's see who's here. Amazing Games, of course. Hello and hi. Much love to Skeptical Fan. Always staying skeptical.
Very skeptical.
Jason Renfro said, hey, I got to get in the mix too. Gifting a membership here. Congrats to Presley Mitchell.
Oh,
the
Presley
lucky
Mitchell
winner.
gets in. But that also means that Mr. Jason Renfro back in the lead on the gifting board. And, of course, trying to stack another raffle entry there. Damn, what happened? Baby, I'm lost here. What's going on?
Skeptical Fan said, wait a minute. Hold my other beer.
Wait, hold my other beer.
Because he gifted another membership. Huge shout out to you. Congrats, Michelle. Ooh. Hey, guys, drop them if you got them, if you're here.
I mean, all I got to say is we have another tie again with both these fantastic family members here. Appreciate you guys. Bow down to the two gifting battlers here, first place on this board. So, man, I think we're shouting everybody out. I'm trying to update the board, but it's like a constant update here.
Let me keep going with the shout outs, right? Mr. Seabass, what's up?
Hey.
Appreciate you. Much love. We have Asmodeus in the house representing. Bo Smith, hello and hi. Of course, Amazing Games, much love.
Yeah.
Texas Twister, hello and hi. Mike Aldana, representing. Spoony Dog in the house. No, just trying to make sure I go back. Freedom first. Well, because I had a lot of not repeat names, so like I'm not going to keep shouting out the people I already shouted out, but I mean I can if you want me to.
Sure.
Oh, but no, I think that is pretty much everybody here chilling, hanging with us tonight so far. As people trickle in, I'll make sure to give them their proper shout outs as well.
And again, I've left this on too long on the screen here, the raffle information, but of course, the much love again to the Lunatic making it happen. And you just saw a bunch of people just earn some more raffle entries there by gifting some love to some of the membership love here, especially for this weekend with those emojis. Use them wisely. Drop them if you got them. Fuck Philly. And that's what's going to happen. Halftime of this game on December 10th of this Philly game Sunday night, we'll have 4 winners for these 4 great prizes. Thank you all for joining us here. And yes, go Cowboys, shouting everything out. Any last comments or thoughts before we get rolling here, baby?
No. We're all set. I know, just letting you know. Like, all good. We're just kind of joking with each other here in the chat.
All right, cool. Yeah, Katie said fuck Philly.
Always good. Always. Fuck Philly.
With no formal charges filed yet, talked about Von Miller. The NFL has not placed Von Miller on the commissioner's exempt list. So if the Bills want to play him, he can play in this next game on Sunday or whenever the Bills play again. The NFL suspended Colts defensive lineman Al-Qadin Muhammad without pay for the next 6 games. Why? He violated the NFL policy on PEDs, or performing enhancement PES, I guess, performance enhancing substances. So he's not going to miss 6 games. He'll appeal and probably get 2 back. Jaguars, man, I didn't really watch that game because we were in flight almost that day for Monday Night Football. Mm-hmm. But Trevor Lawrence got messed up. He had an injury in his ankle and he had to leave the game. He had to be walked off the. I did not know that. Today's Jaguars coach Doug Peterson said Trevor Lawrence has, quote, just a high ankle sprain. They thought it was a broken bone or some kind of other situation there.
So obviously high ankle sprain is the more ideal injury situation there, but at the same time, depending on the severity, he could be out for a good chunk of time.
We know high ankle sprain is bad news there. All the other tests came back clean, but they basically said they're not going to put a timetable on his recovery. Did not rule him out for this week, but it's not season ending for sure, even if he misses a week or 2. So keep an eye on that. The Vikings in the NFC, they're fighting for a wild card spot. They're sticking with Josh Dobbs at quarterback. They're sticking with him as their starting quarterback against the Raiders this week. What was the reasoning for this? The Vikings wanted, they were looking to change quarterbacks here and bench Josh Dobbs, but with all-pro wide receiver Justin Jefferson officially coming back this week to play, they're going to give quarterback Josh Dobbs the pastronaut to get to play, as the quarterback of the Vikings with a full receiving arsenal. So they're giving Josh Dobbs one more chance there in Minnesota to work with, see what happens. What can he do with Justin Jefferson? By the way, a guy we look at all offseason, the kicker, Mason Crosby, today finally signed with someone. The Los Angeles Rams. They signed Mason Crosby to their practice squad. And the intention is they're going to move him up to the active roster in the very near future. After 16 years of only kicking with the Green Bay Packers, again, free agent this whole offseason, not picked up yet. Now, 39-year-old Crosby is going to suit up and play for his second NFL team ever. So now, we're talking about some free agents. Can I add a couple names to this free agent list here that are out there right now? I know a lot of people sometimes want to know, who the Cowboys can pick up.
Who's actually available out there.
Some names of note. So as the stretch run approaches for not just us, but a lot of other teams, what veteran free agents could finally find a home, maybe help get a team that's close to maybe getting over the top, the Dallas Cowboys possibly, I don't know. Which of these players out there still roaming around could help us, maybe get to that, maybe put us over the top for that Super Bowl run. Would any of these guys help? Again, somebody said Zach Ertz is being looked at by the Eagles. That's true. There's also 3 other teams in front of the Eagles that are looking at him closer. So he's still a free agent. Tight end Zach Ertz. We don't need Zach Ertz. We had T.Y. Hilton last year. He's still floating around out there. Jarvis Landry, I always liked him. A little injury prone, but can he? We got our guys. I feel we're set at receiver, but he's a good player, still floating around out there as well. An edge rusher, Melvin Ingram. Will he sign up for a cheap deal somewhere and give somebody an extra arsenal of pass rusher? And Ndamukong Suh. Do we feel a little bit iffy about, Mozzie Smith? Yeah, maybe say, okay, almost treat it like a red shirt at this point and just see if we can, work with him next year, bring in another guy that can help him out and teach him better techniques as well. There next with Jonathan Hankins, but Ndamukong Suh could be a good backup to Hankins. Just an option. I'm not saying we're going to do this. You got quarterback Nick Foles, Big Nick energy. You got offensive lineman, former Cowboy La'el Collins. He's still out there as a free agent. And you got cornerback Marcus Peters. Fantastic cornerback. Has fallen off with the Raiders a little bit when they said he wasn't given effort. He's still out there. So a lot of names that still provide short-term burst for teams that are close to the top. Any of these guys, I think, could help the Cowboys. Not any of these guys. Any of these guys could help the Cowboys. I don't think the Cowboys are interested in most of these guys. But at position, different positions and different scenarios, let me know if you think any of these names might ring a bell. Much love to Jason Renfro, who's ringing the bell. $1.72 holler in a super chat. What did Jason have to say?
He said, "Go Cowboys."
Oh, Cowboys.
Always.
The 172, and he's still trying to add some more raffle entries to his name. Appreciate you. Any thoughts on these as a free agent names maybe that I throw out there?
Frank Murray said, I'm shocked that no one's picked up T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah, he's still floating around. This will be the time when it's the T.Y. Hilton signing time by a team out there. I don't know about us, but a team out there.
Yeah, again, at least, and this is just my general impression too, it seems like receiver-wise, it hasn't been as much of the problem in the NFL. Like, does that make sense? Like, teams aren't really hurting for receivers in a general blanket overall sense. It seems like the injuries are hitting different types of positions. Like, think of all the ACL injuries this year. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we've seen it pretty much at every position, right? Defense, offense, special teams at this point. Like, let's throw it out there. But yeah, I think T.Y. Hilton is the one that surprised me the most on the list that is still available, just because he seems like the biggest name on that very small list.
T.Y. Hilton not the biggest name to me. Because to me, a guy like Jarvis Landry could be better than T.Y. Hilton. To me, a guy like Melvin Ingram as an edge rusher is a guy who could be give somebody a real good edge rusher, backup kind of rotation. But to me, the biggest name without question is Marcus Peters at cornerback. That's a starting elite kind of cornerback. At least he was very recently. I could see him definitely helping a team take it over the top. I don't know about, again, don't think about us, but he's out there. A lot of guys still floating around. Let me also say, Some sad news, I guess. I mean, not like passing away sad, but this is sad news with an NFL player who actually has good ties and a close friend with Dak Prescott with the suicide situation, mental health situation. But Hayden Hurst was with the Falcons back then when that whole situation happened, but now he's with the Panthers. We didn't get to see him play. He was injured when he played us. He's been diagnosed with post-traumatic amnesia by an independent neurologist due to a hit he took in a game earlier this year. And it's unknown when he will be able to ever play again. Post-traumatic amnesia is defined as a state of confusion that occurs immediately following a traumatic brain injury, in which the injured person is disoriented and unable to remember events that occurred after the injury. And that's Hayden Hurst right now, man. I feel real bad for this guy. He's had a tough time. Now it's even tougher with this situation. I don't know if he'll even play again. When? This is a traumatic brain injury, and it's something that's obviously knocked him out for the year.
Forget being able to play. Like,
lead a
what
normal
about the rest of his life?
Yeah, it's a sad situation there. Man, that's bad. Now,
it really sucks.
Yeah. Now, when you look at the upcoming game we got against the Eagles, we're going to start breaking it into that. So we're going from NFL news to Cowboy news. But first, let's go to Jason Renfro news. He dropped another $1 holler on it.
Thank you, Jason.
Yes, and he is chipping away, by the way. Chip away at that stream boss. Because you talk Mary Alvarez running the board, but she's down to Aikman 8 beer over there. Mary Alvarez, the queen of the stream, hanging on. With a $1 holler by Jason Renfro. Much love to him. And I know what he said. Go Cowboys!
Always.
You know it. Now, following the 49ers-Eagles game, there was I'm sorry, not the game, but there was you guys know there was a fight in the sideline. The Eagles were warming up. The Niners kind of came over, crossing that boundary line. You remember there was some rules with the Cowboys? We had a fight with the, who was it, with the Patriots? We got a fight pregame with a team, and we crossed their line, and there was a fight going on there. Fowler got, you know what I'm saying? So the NFL has put out new rules, say you're going to be, so there are going to be suspensions and things like this happening. The Niners and Eagles had a little sideline issue pregame. Following that little sideline discourse, NFL sent a memo to all the teams today saying, quote, please ensure that all members of your game day staff understand their role does not extend to being involved with game day altercations. And that they must refrain from such involvement. It was I think it was somebody from the Eagles security side got involved with taunting some of the Niners players. They kind of got involved in that stuff there, and they both got into it. The Eagles, this Eagles matter here, you can say, from Sunday still remains under review by the NFL. And they could lose, I don't think they'll lose a draft pick, but they can get some suspensions going in the future. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of slap on the wrists that you can get for a situation like this.
Yeah, for sure. So Eagles trying to start trouble even before they played us. Now, really quickly, I'm not even making a big deal, but I didn't even put it in the damn title, but Pro Bowl. I want Super Bowl. I don't care about a Pro Bowl, but let's give them their dues if they get in. Great. They got a little, accolade, but we want the Super Bowl as the accolade. The Cowboys have 17 players that right now are in the top 10 of their position groups following the fan voting. Top 10. And you got Tyler Biotish, top 10. Deron Bland. It would be first time Pro Bowl if he makes it. Stephon Gilmore, top 10. Zach Martin, top 10. Tyler Smith also be the first time he makes a Pro Bowl if he makes it. Brandon Aubrey also makes the Pro Bowl. It'll be the first time he makes it. Trent Zieg, also our long snapper. We got Swertin of all people. It's Denver Bronco fans squirting in the house. And who was the lucky gifter, baby?
Of course, you already know. The membership queen, Mary Alvarez. Whoa.
And there
we
we
also
go.
said, hold up, wait a minute, I gotta give it one more.
Whoa.
Congrats to Shinbu. Hopefully I said that right. And thank you again, Mary Alvarez. Appreciate you so much.
Yes.
Coming through and sharing the love.
Mary right there dropping the two gifteds back to back. First of all, adds another raffle entry for Mary Alvarez. She's trying to catch Jason Renfro, getting closer and closer to Jason Renfro's top spot. Skeptical, Stanley Smith, all in the running there. They're running after Jason Renfro. But right now, Jason Renfro is in a tie with Skeptical Fan, with each of them with 10 gifted memberships. Mary Alvarez is second place. They're right behind them with 8. She's 2 back, a safety back from Skeptical Fan and Jason Renfro. It's a battle on that gifting board. Mary is the queen right now. She's still hanging on to the stream boss with 8. Aikman 8 points there. Much love, Mary Alvarez. Appreciate you. Congrats to Swerton and Shinbu. Go Cowboys. So, I was saying the Pro Bowlers here, Trent Zieg, our long snapper, also be his first Pro Bowl if he gets a top 10 long snapper. Micah Parsons, Brian Anger, Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, Cavante Turpin, Sam Williams in the top 10 of the Pro Bowl voting. That'd be his first. Terrence Steele would be his first. He's in the top 10. Ferguson is in the top 10 tight ends in Pro Bowl voting. CeeDee Lamb, Tyron Smith, Cavante Turpin, I think I said him. The point here, if voting ends December 25th, I think we have, if I'm not mistaken, guys, is it 7 guys at the top of their position? I think Deron Bland, Micah Parsons, Dak Prescott. These guys are the tops of their position at the Pro Bowl voting. I'm sure a couple offensive linemen. So I'm just saying right now the Cowboys, popularity contest-wise, running the show here, it looks like. Now, it's time for some serious news. Take a look at our thumbnail you're seeing here at the right side of your screen, a very green, not eagle green, but you got a very green Mike McCarthy. And it looks like he's almost going to throw up there. Something's off with him. And that's what happened today, guys. Serious situation happened at the Cowboy headquarters at the Star. Mike McCarthy, guys, this morning, while working, experienced abdominal pain that warranted further evaluation and resulted in a diagnosis of acute appendicitis. He earlier today, of course, at the situation happening, he was slated in the afternoon for surgery and was supposed to be released later this evening, later today, right? And the word is early on he anticipated still coaching on Sunday night, which is crazy turnaround in some ways. What would happen in the meantime? Defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer, and special teams coordinator John Fassel overseeing Wednesday's practice in Mike McCarthy's absence in his place. This was said by a news release by the Dallas Cowboys front office. It's not just like reports. This is what the Cowboys are releasing, right? Yeah. And it also appears the Cowboys are hoping that McCarthy will make it back to coach Sunday night against the Eagles. I do want to make sure I also repeat and remind everybody that Dan Quinn served as the head coach when McCarthy missed that game against the Minnesota Vikings. Right? Was it the Vikings game? When he tested positive for COVID, missed the game. And I'm pretty sure that, Dan Quinn's on the field there, coaching as the head coach in that game. The difference, though, can I say what the difference is this year? No Mike McCarthy means the play caller would be gone. Dan Quinn's not the play caller. That is a little more scary. Now, will Dak be able to call the game? Will he be? I mean, you're saying it's like this is a whole different scenario now.
Yeah, like how much hand-holding does Dak need at this point? Can he, when it comes to the offense and the scheme and actually calling the plays correctly?
Yeah, but he has to have a coordinator, someone play calling.
He still needs to have a mastermind behind the scenes, kind of putting it all together.
And that was McCarthy, but now it's going to have to be Schottenheimer if McCarthy. If McCarthy cannot be there, he might be in the booth calling the play from above. Who knows? My point is, Brian Schottenheimer is the offensive coordinator. So even though Dan Quinn's running the show now, Schottenheimer is the OC. He's the one probably will have to be the play caller of the offense, not McCarthy. Not Dan Quinn if he is there. So with the McCarthy situation, it definitely is arising a lot of questions here. Jason Renfro says he gifted a membership to Splenda Papi. Splenda Papi Vela. In the house. Congrats to him. Big shout outs to Jason Renfro. Guess what he just did, baby?
Did he tie it?
No. He took the lead.
Oh, there you go.
The gifting membership board by one over the one and only skeptical fan always staying skeptical. Let me update the board there. But again, I'm talking about this Mike McCarthy situation. Schottenheimer may have to be the play caller. I know who's calling the plays here. Who's the shot caller right now? Jason Renfro, first place currently by himself with 11. Micah Parsons, gifted membership. Skeptical fan in second with 10. Mary Alvarez in third with 8. Oh, it's on. It's on like this weekend's game against the goddamn Eagles. So, much love, Jason Renfro. Congrats to Splenda Papi. And as always, go Cowboys. You know how it goes. So, anyways, talking about the situation, McCarthy and Dak Prescott, they lead the NFL as the number one scoring offense right now, with McCarthy calling the plays. The Cowboys have scored 40-plus points in 4 straight home games. That ties for the longest streak in NFL history. Now, if Mike McCarthy misses the game, it would be a major loss for the Cowboys and the play calling department for the offense, in a must-win game against Philadelphia. So if Mike McCarthy's not there, we gotta hold our breath a little bit. I want to ask what you're gonna think about this, but Dak Prescott today, he didn't really speak, but he ran into Mike. He was asked by the reporters for a quick second what happened. He said he ran into Mike McCarthy this morning, and he thought that Mike McCarthy had a stomach virus. Dak was like, okay, obviously a stomach virus. Dak Prescott said that he had one last week, which is even more incredible, the way he diced up the Seattle Seahawks on Thursday night. But
he did that while
pooping his brains out.
Or puking his guts out.
Exactly. So, again, this is kind of the green field film that you see on McCarthy's face in our thumbnail. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, Dak said he looked bad, right? And Dak was like, had a stomach virus the earlier week. He thought McCarthy got the same thing. McCarthy told Dak that he was headed to the doctor. And again, after he went to the team doctors, guys, the team doctors checked him out. And they said, you got to get to the hospital. And so then he said, and then he came back and told Dak, no, I got to go to the hospital on this one. So he tried to tough it out. McCarthy was in the facility this morning and experienced, basically specifically what was said is severe stomach pain. He got checked out by the doctors at the building, and then got further evaluated at the local hospital. So what happens with this acute appendicitis? Yeah. Your recovery time depends on the type of surgery that you have. If you have laparoscopic surgery, you'll probably be able to return to work on a normal kind of, or maybe get back to a normal routine 1 to 3 weeks after the surgery. If you had an open surgery, it may take 2 to 4 weeks to be fully back to normal. And of course, if your appendix ruptured, you may have to, drain your incision, which is, of course, a bigger pain in the ass. But it sounds like this thing was like expert done here, guys, because a lot of people talked about this after the surgery happened for McCarthy. What was the situation? How is he doing? Cowboys, Mike McCarthy's, after late this afternoon, out of surgery officially. A person with knowledge of the procedure described it as, quote, successful. That is fantastic. Another interesting context I'm going to say about this, McCarthy, listen to this. Back in 2009, the then San Diego Chargers coach, Norv Turner, had acute appendicitis during the season. He underwent surgery the Friday before a Sunday game, and he was able to coach the game. That's Norv Turner back in 2009. Mike McCarthy's on the same tough lineage, you can say. Mike McCarthy coming out of this surgery with a successful surgery. He's coming out there. He seems to be already feeling fine. It's good news, great news. It sounds like McCarthy should be able to coach this game against the Eagles on Sunday night. So, any thoughts on McCarthy, baby, by you?
First of all, obviously, I hope he's doing okay and feeling better. Secondly, it's kind of like really quickly talk through both scenarios. So, like, on one hand, like you said, he is there, he's active, like he's a player, actively coaching, involved, calling the plays, doing whatever it is that McCarthy does when there's an actual game going on. Here's the thing. Even if, let's call it best case scenario, right? He had the laparoscopic surgery. Everything went great. Everything's fine. He's still kind of pushing it, standing and doing all that football stuff.
On the sideline, yeah. So maybe get him up in the booth, right?
Well, that's why I said that, there's a few different ideas. Like the first one, and I know Mr. RCF, I told him behind the scenes, and obviously he's saying it here now, like, put him up in the booth. Sorry. It's not a big deal. You made a great point. I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think an easy thing to do is just have him up in the booth, either with Quinn or have Quinn,
on the sideline.
On the sideline, kind of helping to fill that McCarthy on the field-esque role. I'm just saying, like, there's a few different options in case he's not able to maybe physically handle, like, standing for the whole game or things like that. But outside of that, obviously, just glad that it wasn't something worse. So
it looks like he's going to be okay from this. Any other thoughts in the chat? I see Kentastic in the house.
What's up, Kentastic?
Much love, Ken.
So actually, we got Frank Moore in the house as well. Yeah. Asmodeus, Pioneer, much love. Mary Alvarez, of course.
Mary.
James Herr, hello and hi. So hopefully everyone is having a great night, taking it easy, enjoying their time together.
Anyone's thoughts on McCarthy in the chat?
So Let me see. Frank Moyer said, McCarthy should take time off to heal. I wouldn't want to take the chance of popping a stitch or stitches.
And you're right about that, but at the same time, there could, like you said, baby, there could be proper ways of like handling that so he doesn't pop any stitches. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Against the Eagles, we should be popping their stitches, damn it.
Yeah. So, let me keep rolling here. Mary Alvarez said, yes, I agree. I don't want hyped players pushing Mike McCarthy. Yeah, actually, I hadn't even thought about that.
Great point, because you got excitement.
So, can we even risk one of these players and again, it happens accidentally all the time.
Sometimes guys run out of bounds and run into coaches.
But McCarthy would get run over like a freaking giant bowling pin.
No, he'd be the big bowling pin. But yes, the point is that there's players fall on the sidelines. They run into coaches all the time. The hype situation, something big happens, they're celebrating. You don't know. You might run into McCarthy forgetting about that fact that he's just had surgery, right? So that's, that's a great point with Mary Alvarez.
Yeah, Skeptical Van said, no excuses, win
the game. But
McCarthy's
where
definitely
is
not
McCarthy?
using this as an excuse in any way.
McCarthy, listen, let me get to with the, I guess we, everyone kind of getting their thoughts out, I guess, on McCarthy. But
Mike Aldana said, DQ's done well filling in for McCarthy.
And that's what I was just going to go to here, guys. Now we got Dan Quinn taking over. And Dan Quinn's handling the press conference today. Tomorrow, it's Brian Schottenheimer. So they're taking turns there.
Good.
Quinn today, Schottenheimer tomorrow for the press conference. Dan Quinn said this about Mike McCarthy, quote, I saw him early this morning, and he didn't look good. More than just some stomach bug. As we know now, that is true, right? Dan Quinn said McCarthy has always had contingency plans for things like this. And the players themselves were informed during the walkthrough practice today about this. They asked Dan Quinn, the media, do you think that? And they said that what do you think is going to happen to McCarthy? He's going to be able to coach this game against the Eagles. Dan Quinn said, quote, you think that tough Irishman is going to miss this game? We certainly expect him to be rocking by game day. So tough Irishman, I guess, is McCarthy, and Dan Quinn said he'll be there. Dan Quinn has also asked if there's extra intensity from the players in meetings with this game being against an NFC East rival. He said, quote, you'll probably get the answer that this is just another simple game. And I'll leave it at that. And then he cracked a smile, meaning this ain't just any other game. You know what I mean?
Obviously.
Yeah. Dan Quinn was asked by Todd Archer if the only way to stop Philly's quarterback sneak is to avoid third downs and fourth and shorts, right? Third and fourth and short. And Dan Quinn said, quote, I wouldn't say it's the only way to stop it, but it's 1,000% the best way to stop it. So no third and short and no fourth and shorts allowed. You stop that, you stop the tush-push bullshit. You know what I mean? And Dan Quinn is right. So that's the best way of stopping it, is by not allowing third and short and fourth and short. Who's in the house to just drop some love? Calvin Richard. Dropping that 5 on it. Halfway to another raffle entry for Calvin. What did he say?
He said, don't put Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor. Put him on the sideline.
I like that. How about both? Ring of Honor and he comes back and coaches.
Hey, I'm down if he's down, right?
Hell yeah.
At this point, modern problems require modern solutions.
Hell yeah. Much love to Jason Renfro also dropping that 1, 2, 3. I think I know why, baby. I think he just captured the stream boss right there? I think he just took it from Mary Alvarez.
He did.
100 points, locked and loaded, fully loaded. Jason Renfro with the little mini takeover here, leading the gifting board, leading the overall board, and now the stream boss. The only thing he's back on, the Cash App board. Stanley Smith still leading that one right now. Much love. What did everybody say? I missed all the comments.
No, it's all good. I think Aguilera first said, Martin Scorsese's The Dallas Cowboys Irishman, starring the Don, Mike McCarthy.
That's great. We watched The Irishman. That was a good movie. But yes, according to Dan Quinn, the Don is. Mike McCarthy is a tough Irishman. He ain't going to miss this game because of a little appendicitis surgery and shit.
Exactly.
Come on. It's funny. Appreciate everybody again. Jason Renfro with the Go Cowboys. And yes, fully loaded. Again, Dan Quinn also is ready for some action. And I have no worries with Dan Quinn leading the head coaching spot here for this week, even if he had to, against the Eagles. Kenzie Bands says, let me drop my 6-month message here, my monthly message here for December. What did Kenzie have to say?
Shout out to you, saying, man, I'm going to keep saying this. When I get a chance, I love you guys so much. I enjoyed this channel more than any other channel. I'm so glad I came across MCF.
Yeah, appreciate you here, part of the family. Kenzie Bands. Hey, just keep repping that star and drop it in here with us. That's all we want. That's all we need here at MCF. That's what we gotta have. The family discussing the Cowboys, and then everything else is it's just more helpful for the channel to keep growing and doing this thing on the nightly. So thank you, Kenzie, and go Cowboys. Taking Jason to 99 points on the stream, but Chauncey Golston on that stream, boss. So appreciate you. Now, like I said, guys, Dan Quinn. I like the fact that he said basically the players are going to say just another game. It's not. It's a bigger game than this. Quinn is also saying McCarthy will be ready, and the way to stop the tush push is not allowing them on 3rd and short or 4th and short. Get them on 3rd and 7s, 3rd and 4s, 4th and 4s, 4th and 2s. They're gonna do the same thing, guys. So Dan Quinn is 100% right, and Dan Quinn is getting this. He's trying to get this defense ready. So moving on. There were some roster moves done here, guys, by the Cowboys today, and I'll throw up. I'll put up there, Mr. Stephen Jones. How's that, guys? Today there's been an update. Actually, I won't put him up. I should put the player up that we made the roster move with today. Peyton Hendershot. What do you think happened to him today? Today was the last day of his 21-day window.
Well, we had to do something with him, right? Like, that's Here's the deadline.
Either stays on IR for the rest of the year and he's out for the year, or Hendershot's back on the 53-man roster. The Cowboys today activated Peyton Hendershot.
Okay, great news for him.
Off the IR onto the 53-man roster. But baby, who do you have to cut or make room for? Who do we move? Sean McEwen, the tight end, who basically came in to replace Hendershot. So what happened to McEwen? Ankle injury? We haven't heard this happening. It's like a made-up ankle injury. I don't know, but Sean McEwen with an ankle injury is now on IR. Peyton Hendershot actually was quickly interviewed walking around here, and he was asked about being back on the 53-man roster. He said, "quote Awesome to be back. I'll do anything to help this team win. Whatever my role is, I'll do my best. I'll do it to the best of my ability. When I have a chance to make a play and rise above that, I'll do it. That is my mindset." So again, Hendershot ready to contribute as our 3rd tight end now. He's our number 3 now with McEwen on IR. He's not even on the practice squad. He's out for 4 weeks. What's the deal with McEwen? Because I still think he provided some usage for us. McEwen has supposedly been dealing with an ankle injury this year, but it's not going to prohibit him from being available for potential activation from injured reserve later in the year, meaning in 4 weeks. If we need him, he'll be ready to go, is the point. And again, they're also saying, just like a Malik Jefferson, which we can't use anymore, McEwen would be also a very, very probable addition for the playoffs, if needed. Whether it's Malik Jefferson on linebacker, Sean McEwen at tight end. Another option there is Henderson's going to take the rest of the way, it seems like, as our number 3 tight end, with Schoonmaker in that 2 spot right now. We'll see how that goes. But what about another injured guy who may be coming back for the Cowboys? Offensive lineman, Matt Waletzko. You forgot about him.
I was going to say, that's a name I haven't heard in
a
little bit.
Don't you forget about me. The Cowboys are activating today Matt Waletzko's 21-day practice window. So now, just like we have with Hendershot 21 days, well, now Waletzko's 21 days starts today. He's back in practice. He can practice with the team in 21 days. If he cannot crack back into the 53-man roster, he's going out for the year on IR. But right now, he's on the field with he went on injured reserve. Remember, guys, with that shoulder issue, he had surgery on that last year. So hopefully, he's back to go here sooner than later and can get on that field and help this team going forward. Because I think another offensive lineman is always a nice thing to have. So practice went down today, guys. Guess what happened in practice? Who did the Cowboys bring in this week? We talked about the ref check yesterday. Yesterday we talked about the good, bad, and ugly on these referees. Boom, right? Mm-hmm. Hussey is this week's ref. The Cowboys today had referees at their practice to prepare for this Sunday night huge NFC East battle against the Eagles.
Oh, well, damn.
Yeah, they don't want to just say, okay, it's a penalty. They want to have refs that know what they're doing out there watching, giving the Cowboys opponent.
Any ref who calls the play incorrectly here, Like, the streets will riot.
Yeah, not in this game. Don't do it. And I'm saying it for either side. Let's get a nice, good ref game. So, look, Cowboys want to make sure that they are on top of things with the refereeing side. I got to give McCarthy or the McCarthy plan credit to have the refs come in because we still have problems with penalties. We're still too fucking sloppy. By the way, if you were wondering, baby, what's the uniforms? Listen, here at MCF, we always know what's happening. And you see that right there. Go to the bottom row, the second from the bottom left there, that 23 in like the darker blue with that white jersey. That's the Philly game. That's our icy white color rush. We're going to be wearing, and it showed this week, guys. You know how we know for 100% sure? Not just because of this.
Yeah.
But today the Cowboys came out there with their color rush uniforms and their color rush helmets. So it was the white helmets from Thanksgiving, but they took off the plain blue star, put the regular star on with the white trim, bam, right onto the helmets. The helmets they're practicing in are those, the ones we use for Tennessee. The ones we used, didn't we use them earlier? I'm pretty sure we used them earlier in this year as well. For what team was it? It's right here on my screen. What am I talking about? Right there against the Chargers, if I'm not mistaken. We used our icy white color rush helmet and jerseys. And so that's the way the Cowboys are going to be looking this week. And it's all told because of the helmet. All right, the helmet is showing as the white helmet with the new decal, the new star. So that's the indication we're going full color rush, icy white style. Now, Brian Schottenheimer. Today, when they ran on the field, who led the offense? Brian Schottenheimer led Dak Prescott, Cooper Rush, and Trey Lance onto the practice field following their quarterback school session. Who usually does that? It's Mike McCarthy.
Exactly.
Mike McCarthy's the one with the quarterback school, right?
Yeah, and remember, he said this several times. Like, this is the most involved that he has ever been, like, with the team, with the draft process, with pretty much everything. So, he's got his finger in quite a few different offensive pies, so to speak.
But
so
he's always at the quarterback.
I know.
The quarterback school is his thing, and the fact that, the plan is easily Schottenheimer takes over that spot.
Yeah, this is one of the few things that it's a little bit harder to delegate, right?
But again, quarterback school, he already had it. If I'm out, it's Schottenheimer takes it. He's number 2 on the play calling side of things. That's what I think we see from this. So, again, that is, I just want to get insights, you know what I mean? I want to get an insight to what the Cowboys are. We know Dan Quinn's the face of the team as the head coach, and we know the play caller would be Schottenheimer. When I'm telling you also that I think Joe Witt Jr. would be the defensive coordinator if Dan Quinn's taking the head coaching role. So think about that kind of dispersion there when it comes to, how the Cowboys would delegate duties, right? But all 3 coordinators, Dan Quinn, Schottenheimer, and John Fossil Bones, they all will take part in leading the practices this week. So, when it comes to the players now, we got the coaching stuff kind of talked about. If you have any other comments, thoughts, ring our bell. You know how to do it.
Course.
But Rico Dowdle, when we watched the practice was open to the portion that was open to the reporters, Rico Dowdle spent the first part of practice working on the bands with Britt Brown. So again, the whole the last 3 weeks, it seems, for a month, Rico Dowdle has been, always kind of on the injured list, a little bit always, always questionable here and there, right? So, I just don't know if you... Okay.
Yeah.
Rico Dowdle has been banged up here and there, but he's gotten through and played games. Now you see him working on these resistance bands on the sidelines. We got to check what his injury report looks like. Every player was on that field, though, except for one. Tyron Smith. And we know why, guys. It's the great management by Mike McCarthy. No practice for Tyron Smith.
I'm going to knock on wood before I say the following statement.
I'm knocking with you.
It has worked out beautifully for us.
Woo-hoo.
This is what I mean about coaching, adjustments, changes, things like that. Obviously, we can't just keep doing what we've been doing with Tyron. He was not holding up. And we've already heard when we, touched on Tyron's hand technique and his power and all that stuff. He is one of the most powerful guys in the NFL when it comes to O-line blocking and all that stuff. So I'm just saying, for him to have held up as well as he has and stayed out there consistently, man, it's working. Us not forcing him to practice is working.
Tyron, he's not getting wear and tear in practice. Listen, in the games, this guy is a monster when he's fully healthy. This is the way it is, and that never changes. Pass blocking, run blocking, the left side with Tyler Smith, it's a great combo. The point is, McCarthy, has figured this out, at least to get him to last longer. Tyron Smith will last longer this year for us, which is exactly what we need. So, look, now the veteran Tyron Smith wasn't on the field. We know why. Following the normal plan to get ready for game day, the Cowboys will be in the all-white uniforms, like I said, guys. And everybody was in their white helmets except for, no Tyron Smith on the field. I also want to say after the practice, by the way, before the interviews came, or after the interviews, the rookies. Every year, the Cowboy rookies during this time, they have they load up trucks with gifts and donations from the Dallas Cowboy employees and players and coaches at the Star to send to the Salvation Army. So great stuff there, great things there by the rookie class, and it's guys. It's a rookie crew. They always do it. It's a tradition. Every year this is done. If you're a Cowboy and you're a rookie, you load up the trucks, and it is a very giving thing to do during the holidays. So after the practice, there was some interviews and stuff. We'll talk about. I think you have a couple of those, but the initial injury report. What's the injury situation when it comes to the Cowboys going into this game? We know only Tyron Smith was on the field, and Rico Dowdle was working in the bands. Veteran rest day for many of the players. Tyron Smith, of course, did not practice. Rest, no injury. 6 of the 8. We had 8 players on our injured list. 6 of the 8 were limited for rest, not for injury. 6 out of the 8.
Which, again, great news.
Cowboys are as healthy as they can be going into this big Eagle game. Now, Rico Dowdle, one of those guys with the ankle, right, was limited in practice today. Part of the usual maintenance, though, for him on the bands. We've been seeing him for a month doing this, right? He's been having this maintenance of this ankle injury, which he's played through this entire season. Every other player in the 53-man roster practiced in full or was rested for a non-medical reason. Let me go through the list here real quick. Brandon Cooks, rest. Rico Dowdle with the ankle. That's a real injury, but he was limited. Stephon Gilmore, rest. Jonathan Hankins, rest. DeMarcus Lawrence, rest. Zach Martin, rest. Tyron Smith, rest. That's 6. 7 was Rico Dowdle with the ankle. 8, Peyton Hendershot, officially listed with an ankle. This is like a full month he's been listed here with the ankle, 3 weeks, full practice for him. So he's good to go, guys. The only guy right now in question is Rico Dowdle, the running back. So, and again, it's not even a question, guys. This is what the Cowboys have been doing for the last 3.5 weeks or so with Rico Dowdle, and he'll be fine for the game if there's no setbacks or any injury issues. We're in great shape there with our Cowboy health. Knock on the damn wood. Any quick thoughts on this before I get into the defensive side of things from our side? A couple quick little stats, and then we're going to break down the Eagle offense. I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. The Cowboy Texas Coast offense versus the Eagle Little D defense.
Well, first of all, I think I want to check the Cash App real quick.
All right, let's see.
Pioneer said if you can't block or tackle by now, you're not going to win.
Oh, shit.
Agree. Seabass said, I have to ask, if Jalen returned to the field during the Niners game, why am I hearing reports that he's concussed?
He got concussed. They checked him for a concussion in the game, and supposedly he was okay and came back in. But, yeah, that's a great question there. A great question.
Oh, so, but yeah, great point there, Mr. Seabass. I'll stick Aguilera for saying, yes, the Color Rush Ice uniforms are better than our boring white J's,
I agree.
Played out jerseys.
I gotta agree. I like those a lot better.
So, no, I just want to make sure I'm still touching on a few of the comments here. Mike Aldana said trading places. Let me see.
I got a shout out to bring here, though. You told me to check the Cash App. Check the Cash App. I did.
There you go.
And we got a guy here who's trying to, up on the top of this board. He just earned himself another 2 raffle entries. This man staying skeptical fan, dropping a $20 Tony Pollard holler. Woo. And he said, "Go Cowboys," and happy late birthday. Appreciate you, brother. Skeptical fan, always appreciate the love, support, the comments you drop, the thoughts that you give about our team. Well respected. Much love to all the love also you do behind the scenes for the channel and for us. So big shout outs to the man. Always staying skeptical. Repping that star over everything. Go Cowboys. Hey, appreciate him because he's now added a little bit more 2 more raffle entries to his numbers there. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's also. Let me just see something here. Hold on. I'll do some calculations, but I'm pretty sure. I think he's one away from another one. So he's getting close to that second, third, first place spot. Hit up the chat for a couple of these comments before we get to the defensive side of things.
Of course. So first of all, Daniel Berry Sports, what's up? Hello, much love, Seabass.
DB.
So Mr. Seabass said, I just don't like the fact that e-girls get away with that the e-girls get away with excuses every time. Like, oh, Dak has never gone up against Jalen or whatever. When I want Jalen to play on Sunday, so there's no excuses, full strength,
exactly.
Both teams.
We don't want to see anybody say, oh, no Jalen Hurts, we didn't beat this team. I want Jalen Hurts. I want him fully healthy. I don't want him Hurts. I want him healthy. Agreed. I understand what was that Seabass saying that?
That was Mr. Seabass.
Yeah, so
saying that.
Agree with Mr. Seabass on that. By the way, I do want to say one other thing, baby, before we go to the next comment. Jason Renfro's still number 1, but not by much. Skeptical fan with that drop is in second place, right behind Jason Renfro. He is one back on another one, by the way. And Mary Alvarez is in third. Stanley Smith is in fourth on the overall board. And Marissa Sparkle in fifth with Amazing Games right behind her there in sixth. Just wanted to update everybody on the board. The raffle entries are starting to pile up, and people are starting to pull away in the sense of adding more raffle entries. You can win with one. You can win one of these prizes with just one entry, but better chances when you stack more. So, hey, we got a couple people stacking them. They're close in the battle. We've got a lot of battles on the Cash App board. The gifting membership board is a neck and neck and neck and neck. I think there's 4 necks in the race there. Truly appreciate the family. It makes the MCF experience what it is when you guys, drop your comments, your thoughts, the love from above, the support for the channel. Can't do this without you guys, and truly cannot do this without people like the people that dropped the love tonight. I'll show some names. Amazing Games, Jason Renfro, Snug X, Gloria, Skeptical Fan, Mary Alvarez, Calvin Richard, and I also got to shout out Mr. DeLunatic, of course. Because he's got this, you guys dropping the love, it's going into this raffle.
He's helping to make this happen here. Huge shout out. Yes, guys, we do have a raffle going on. $10. Bam. You're automatically entered. And guess what? The entries do stack. So if you drop, keep on dropping. Every additional $10, bam, that's another entry.
Unlimited stacking entries. You can have 20,000 if you wanted. And also, you get a bonus one. If you're in any of the Navy, Blue, Silver, Star, over everything, any of our levels of our membership, you get, once you hit the $10 mark, you get a second bonus entry, and you can keep stacking from there. So that's how you get in this thing. What can you get in this thing? What are the 4 prizes?
Of course, 4th place, guys, is that awesome Cowboy car package. You can, wrap your wheels in cowboy style, all sorts of different things in there for your vehicle. Of course, 3rd place is a customizable shirt, any name, any number, and the embroidered Micah Parsons cap.
Fire.
And last but not least, 1st and 2nd place, respectively, your choice of an authentic, stitched-in jersey, a variety of players, styles, and sizes always available.
Guys, you got the throwback you just saw on Thanksgiving. You got the home whites. You got the road blues. You got the icy whites there. This the color rush, which is my personal favorite. And if you go back to Randy White or Roger Staubach and Tony Dorsett, you get the actual era. You get Aikman, Irvin, Emmett. The era of those jerseys are what you're going to get. There's nothing better, guys. Much love to Cowboy Mosh. And extra special love to the Lunatic for making these 4 prizes available to 4 different Cowboy family member winners here. Can't wait to see who takes this thing. Again, Sunday Night Football, halftime of this game against the Eagles. That's when we're going to see the 4 winners. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. Get in there, stack your raffle entries. You got till Monday night, and then we shut it down. Raffles on Sunday Night Football. Oh, cannot wait.
So, and again, a huge shout out there. Thank you. Mary Alvarez throwing out there. How many entries do I have? Can I know?
She's about 10 in there with the membership bonus entry, and I think she's 8 away right now from another one. Yeah.
So there you go.
And that'd be 8 away from second place as well.
Asmodeus said, I don't remember Dak losing to Hurts two times.
No, I don't think so. I thought that they split. Or they always were injured or out, whatever the reason. They never had to play each other. So not sure about that, if that's accurate.
So, Steve has said between Jason Renfro, Skeptical, and Mary, everyone here has a ticket to the concert. Hey, everyone's invited, right?
Yeah,
But you do have to be, of course, officially part of the raffle entry. You know what I mean? Like, you have to actually...
You got to buy your own... you got to buy your ticket, I guess, to get in, right? They bought their tickets.
There you go. Thank you, Mr. MCF. I couldn't quite figure out how to say that the right way. So, by the way, Revelation journalist, you are very incorrect there. Dak, again. Dak is not only not the problem, he's like the answer and the solution.
He's the answer to... When you get the right scheme with Dak Prescott, like I've been saying for years, you'll get the best of Dak Prescott. You're seeing that right now. But again, competition will get harder. Dak should be able to hopefully rise to that occasion, as he's been rising to the McCarthy playbook, even if McCarthy is right now getting a surgery. Anyway, I'm not going to argue with Dak haters. They're silly. Let's talk about the defense real quick. Because on the defense, we got Dan Quinn is going to be leading this team, not just as a head coach, but he's our defensive coordinator who's running the show. And when you look at the head coach, whoa. And here we go. Raymond Solis, congratulations. Why? Because of Mary Alvarez. Ooh. Mary. She's in the house once again. Dropping a gifted membership and getting in this mix here. Moving on up the board, baby. What? Any comments or shout outs or... I mean, Mary with the drop there. Appreciate her.
First of all, thank you, Mary. Appreciate you there. Frank Moyer saying, once this year, once last year. I don't count the last game in Dallas when we played our backup. So there you go. So basically you split with Hurts.
Yeah. By the way, to update everybody, Jason's got 11 gifted memberships. Skeptical 10, and Mary now has 9 on it. She is 2 back from a tie with Jason on the gifted side. 3 back to take the lead. And currently, she's 4 away from getting second place on the overall board and getting another membership. Another raffle entry. I keep saying membership all the time. Much love, Mary Alvarez. And you know the deal. The former queen of the stream, the current queen of the membership gifting board. Go Cowboys.
Ooh, always go Cowboys.
When it comes to our defense and just overall team, I'll usually put McCarthy up. But since McCarthy might be in the booth, Quinn might be down below on the field, NFL leaders in point differential, which is both, right? You got to score points, you got to stop teams from scoring points. NFL leaders in point differential through Week 13, who do you think is number 1? It's the Dallas Cowboys. Plus 168 is our numbers. The Niners, after blowing out the Eagles, they're plus 163.
Damn.
They're 5 back on us.
We're ahead of them.
Yeah, but I mean,
we point differential.
Yeah, but when we blow out teams, they blow out teams, but they're blowing out the good teams like us and the Eagles. Then you got the Ravens. Ravens at plus 137, Dolphins at plus 118, Bills at plus 101. But you know what's funny? You're seeing the Dolphins and Bills. They're coming up soon for us here after the Eagles. The Chiefs at plus 67, big drop off. And then the Eagles and Lions at plus 41. 2 more teams we have to play here down the stretch run. So you're seeing these are the top 7, 8 point differential teams in the NFL. The leaders in turnover differential through Week 13. The Niners are plus 11 in turnover difference. They don't turn over the ball, and they get that ball a lot. The Steelers are right behind them. They're plus 10. The Bengals are plus 9. And then our Cowboys in 4th. We're plus 8 in turnover differential with the Texans at plus 7. Now, sticking with the defense for a second.
What about our Big D?
You talk about some big defensive plays by Deron Bland. Here's some of his interceptions this year for Deron Bland. But interception leaders right now, number 1 is this guy, number 26, Deron Bland in the league. He still has those 8 interceptions, which is 2 above everyone else in the league. Mm-hmm. In the NFL, yes, he has 6 pick sixes, right? No, 5 pick sixes. But he's got a total of 8 interceptions. Ravens, Geno Stone has 6. Falcons, Jesse Bates has 5. The Jets, Jordan Whitehead. Saints, Paulston, Aldebo, Cam Taylor-Britt from the Bengals, and Derek Stingley Jr. from the Texans all have 4. So, guys, 4, 5, and 6, that's it. He's got 8. He's dominating every single interception leader in the NFL. He is the man. And, hey, bringing them back for touchdowns, you really can't do better than that, right? So, Dan Quinn, he knows what he's doing with his coaches and his players. But, who's the guy that's kind of Dan Quinn runs the show, right, overall on defense. Mm-hmm. We know this. But, we have obviously we've been talking about this guy for a while. Some people are trying to wake up to him now. Our defensive backs coordinator, Joe Witt Jr. is defensive backs coordinator and defensive passing game coordinator. But the guy who runs the cornerbacks, you know who that is, our coach? Al Harris. Everyone's talking about him now more than ever because of the way Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland have been playing under his tutelage. This was a signing, I'm pretty sure 100% from Mike McCarthy, who used to be his coach when he was at the Packers. But defensive backs coach Al Harris, he was interviewed by what's his name, from one of those news guys. Not Ian Rappaport. Was it Ian Rappaport? Not Ian Rappaport, the other guy.
Schefter?
Adam Schefter. He was interviewed by Al Harris, was our cornerbacks coach, was being interviewed by Adam Schefter, and he basically, the way it came across some of the things that were said, Al Harris, he says he sees elements of his two former Packer teammates, Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, in the way that Dak Prescott is now playing. So just a little insight there from what he sees of Dak Prescott as a player when he was under Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. But also, he talks about a lot of things about the way he coaches, and he talks about the way he chose the path of coaching, Al Harris. These defensive backs, these cornerbacks, the path he chose to coaching after his playing career was over. He went into great detail about it. He gave a lot of thoughtfulness in his answer. And he showed, genuinely why he understands what his players need from him. A position where he played, right? So he's telling them what he needs because he was just there.
Yeah.
And he understands, can relate to these defensive backs. And, you can see why he's had so much success with developing guys like Trayvon Diggs, like this guy on your screen, DaRon Bland. This doesn't happen overnight. It's great coaching. And Al Harris has been doing some great coaching, got some great talent, and he's up and elevated and developed some great talent into, because of his great coaching. Really, you look at the entire secondary. Look at Jaron Kearse, Malik Hooker, Donovan Wilson. I mean, you got other guys you could throw in there in the mix at times. Maybe Israel Mukuamu a little more, whatever it may be. But my point is, he's done a great job developing this defensive backs. There's no question Al Harris will have an opportunity to advance his coaching career if he chooses to after this season. So if Dan Quinn goes, Joe Witt Jr. goes, Al Harris might go too. You guys feel me? Al Harris is a rising defensive coach who seems likely to be interviewed for multiple defensive coordinator positions in the upcoming offseason hiring process. Keep that in mind. Feel me? Mm-hmm. So, now, okay, I'm all hyped because I can't wait for this game, the defense, our defense. We talked about them yesterday against this Philly offense. We're going to flip it around, but first, there was some speaking today done by the man running our defense, and I mean on the field, Micah motherfucking Parsons, guys. And he spoke about, the coaching situation, as a lot of our players did speak on. I mean, him, DeMarcus Lawrence, they spoke on the coaching situation. And, I mean, I'm sorry. He was basically, kind of dropped his 2 cents on, no Mike McCarthy being there, how that affect the team.
Yeah, basically the whole kind of situation with everything going on.
But McCarthy being gone with the appendicitis, what did Mike Parsons say?
Coach Mike's energy is very contagious. This is an extremely rare circumstance. He hasn't missed anything ever. This is for him to be available in the long run, taking care of business now, and I'll see you later. And yeah, appendicitis isn't exactly something you can wait to see about either. So, that's how you end up with the burst appendix.
Yeah, and not in good shape.
So, adding in there as well, as far as elite pass rushers, obviously not getting flags when things
and I'll show you some
not going their way.
I'll show you some of the no calls, by the way. They holding Micah, they're not calling anything, hitting him in the face. But what did he say about that?
He said it's comical. It's something that we shouldn't call out anymore. We all see what is going on. They want teams to score a lot of points. That's what fans like. They like offense. They want to protect these offensive guys. We've just got to adapt and get off our block ourselves.
Yeah, well, get off our blocks better.
No.
I don't know where we got ourselves from, but all right. Yeah, get off our blocks better. That is, something that the team has to do, and he's right. That's how you overcome bad reffing, like you're seeing in these pictures. But you see all these penalties. You see them right there. He's also been dominant last year. Look at him throwing guys around. McClinchy, McGlon. He was tearing up the Seattle Seahawks in this game. One What was he kind of added a new word?
Yes, well, it's not a new word. I love the way that he described this. You know, he said he was last week against the Seahawks unfuckwithable. He said, I was putting on clinic tape. So
unfuckwittable, he said.
Unfuckwittable.
He went into more detail, though, about this and putting in the clinic. What else did he say about being unfuckwittable?
For me, that was one of the biggest things. Can I keep going? Can I not be phased? Can I be unstoppable, unfuckwithable throughout the whole 4 quarters? That was one of the first games that I felt like it didn't matter what it was, whatever the call was, I was just going, what? I asked, unfuckwithable.
No, they were saying, like, what you know, he had to repeat himself again, saying unfuckwittable multiple times.
You know what? He can say that as many times as he needs to.
As long as he keeps being unfuckwittable on the field, keep saying it. That's a new word. Not a new word, but, you know, it's an official word now by Micah Parsons. When he's at full blast for 4 quarters, you can't fuck with him. Now, upcoming matchup here against the Eagles. He had a couple of things to say about this, and, you know, Lane Johnson's ability. Now, this is the right tackle for them. He faced them all. Lane Johnson's scared about DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons also gives big props to Lane Johnson. Micah Parsons was asked about Lane Johnson's ability to time his kickback in pass blocking. Does it great. When he times that with the snap of the ball, it's almost no penalties getting called. It's so perfect. Micah said, quote, I guess if you're slow, that sucks. I don't have that problem. So he's coming for you. Now, also,
Micah's definitely very fast.
Yeah, Micah's the fastest, I think, get off in the NFL. Micah said he learned from seeing the Niners dominate the Eagles. You know, I'm going to say one thing real quick about this. Nick Bosa, baby. I don't know if you knew this. After the Eagle game from the Niners, Nick Bosa was asked about the blueprint for the Niners there, the Niners defense that were able to slow down Jalen Hurts and beat the Eagles. And all he said, Nick Bosa, was, quote, hopefully the Cowboys watch the tape. Meaning the answers are there. The blueprint is there. Micah Parsons said this about watching the Niners dominate the Eagles, quote, they just kept the ball in front of them. They made the Eagles earn everything. They didn't give up no big plays. That's always the key. When you play a team like the Eagles, they're very explosive. And the Niners did a great job. He said, quote, I watched the whole game. And they just kept everything in front of them. They made them earn it. No big plays given up. This is a very important theme here against the Eagles. You cannot give up big plays. You can't miss tackles. You can't do dumb shit out there.
They will capitalize on any of those major or even minor mistakes.
And and watching the Niners, what did the Niners do? I mean, they were down 6-0, but they didn't give up any big plays. They didn't make any major mistakes on offense or defense. And that is why you eventually can beat the Eagles if you don't keep fucking up like we did at the end of that game against Philly. In Philly. Now we're in Dallas. So, you know, when you look at Micah Parsons, he pressured Seattle Seahawks quarterback Geno Smith on the game-ending play, the one that really ended that game in a minute left on Thursday night. You know how fast he got to Geno Smith? Micah was unblocked. He got to Geno Smith in 1.4 seconds. Under 1.5 seconds, Micah was at him, hitting him. That, by the way, was also Micah Parsons' league-leading 46th quick pressure this season. I think it's under like 2 seconds. If you get to the quarterback under 2 seconds, that is called a quick pressure. Micah Parsons is crushing it there, number 1 in the NFL. Domination. And listen to this, baby. I have it there because I have that Cowboy, the D blitzing, the defensive blitzing. This is an interesting thing here, baby. Listen to this. The Cowboys have blitzed. This is important. The Cowboys have blitzed at a rate of 26% of the time on first down.
Okay.
All right, about 1 out of every 4 first downs the Cowboys are blitzing. On second down, we're blitzing about 1 every 3 times, 32% of the time. On third and fourth downs, we're blitzing about 32% of the time as well. So, again, very much, you guys realize, we're there. I don't know if that's a lot or a little, but 25% on first down, and the rest of the downs, 33%, let's say, okay? Against the Eagles in Week 9, the Cowboys blitzed on first down 34% of the time to try to stop that run. On second down, they blitzed 35% of the time, upped it by 3%. Not much difference there. The big ones on first down, though. On first down, the Cowboys blitzed 10% more than they usually do against the Eagles. And on second down, they blitzed 3% more than they usually do, specifically against the Eagles. But, baby, here's the thing that's crazy. Usually the Cowboys, Dan Quinn, they blitz 32% of the time on third and fourth down. Okay. Against the Eagles, on third and fourth down, the Cowboys blitzed 18%. It went down. Interesting, huh?
Well, I mean, you have to imagine that was, again, like you said, a specific and deliberate schematic game plan situation. Obviously, something about what we did probably produced or produces a more favorable matchup, but
it could also be the way that they maybe put us in situations where we, third and one, there's no real blitz going on there. It's a goal line defense. They're tush pushing. So I'm just saying, like, it could be the way things ended up. We allowed too many third and shorts and fourth and shorts. I don't know, but whatever it was, we got to fix that and get the right spot there. I don't know if we're going to continue that same game. Would that be the same scheme this week? I don't know. We'll have to see.
I guess we'll have to see. I mean,
yeah. Listen, when you look at the Niner game,
even if it ends up being very similar, I don't know if we'll be able to call it necessarily the same scheme. That's just my 2 cents there.
Good point. But look at the Niners. How do they do against the Eagles? They blitzed only 6% of the time on first down. They only blitzed 6% of the time. Very little on first. On second, they blitzed only 8% of the time. And 11% on third and fourth down. So they barely blitzed against the Eagles at all in this game, and they dominated them. So to me, I would love to see Dan Quinn try to blitz less. Try to blitz less against the Eagles on first down. Try to blitz less against the Eagles on second and down and third down, if you can help it, please. They did less on third and fourth, but that's probably because of down and distance and situational stuff going on there. So just something to keep in mind in this upcoming game about using the blitz Dan Quinn style. Now, I know we had other guys speak on things on our defense, like the guy who's the Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee from the Dallas Cowboys, none other than Tank, D-Law, DeMarcus Lawrence, number 90. What did he have to say, baby, about McCarthy's absence? Do you remember what he said about McCarthy's absence?
He said, "Shout out to COVID. It helped us learn how to adjust quickly. I'm praying for him to get back, healthy as soon as possible. And he knows we're getting ready and we'll be ready." So, and of course, he was also asked, McCarthy not being there in practice today, like, how did that kind of impact things? Did it affect things today in practice? He said, absolutely not. I feel like Mike built a great structure around here to pick up the pieces and keep going. We understand what goes into this weekend.
Okay, it goes into the plan that everyone's talking about from the moment this even happened. The COVID, it's funny, I never heard a guy say shout out to COVID in my life, but I understand what he's saying. Because of COVID, we knew how to handle that situation. McCarthy already had it planned 3 years ago. And it's working without even losing a step now, which is important to have that continuity. For a team going forward, guys, in a big game, the Cowboys have not lost confidence. They haven't lost a step. The focus is the same. And that is because of Mike McCarthy. Got to give him credit there, Mike McCarthy. Now, as I said, DeMarcus Lawrence was also kind of, he was our nominee for the Cowboys as the Walter Payton Man of the Year honor nominee. What did he say about that?
So he said, huge honor. Proud that I can represent the Cowboys and my family for such an honor. I'm really proud of my integrity and doing good when nobody is looking. He kind of added in there too, my father being in my life and being by my side throughout all of my transgressions really showed me that everybody needs that. Just want to make sure I'm giving to the community what my dad gave me.
Great words there from DeMarcus Lawrence. Great to hear him, how he's giving back there through the Walter Payton Man of the Year, because Dak won the whole thing last year. He was our nominee and then won it in the NFL. Now, we gotta talk about the motherfucking Eagles, guys. Listen, you guys got the emojis, so why don't you drop them emojis when you get a chance? Like, for instance, fuck the Philly fans. And we love LT. We love Frank Moyer and some others in here, but hey, Philadelphia Eagles.
We don't hold their bad taste in teams against them.
Fuck you, Philadelphia Eagles, and your stupid fans. There's a couple smart ones. But, the majority of the fans, fuck Philly. By the way, as Snug X has mentioned multiple times, and many others, fuck the Eagles.
Always.
By the way, I know this really burns them for some reason, the Eagle fans, but, the E-girls, they got the lipstick on. It's like think of him as being in prison. And then, hopefully after this game, that's what we'll see from these E-girls. We'll see them cooked, nice and fresh. We had turkey last time, 2 weeks ago. We had some Seattle meat last Thursday. Let's get that Eagle meat and just tear it to shreds. That's what I'm saying right there. Now, when we talk about this team, there's some injuries that we have to kind of check up on. Last night I talked about the offense and Dallas Goedert on IR, what's going on with him. The positive note for him for the Eagles, and so that means there's no excuses now, less excuses, that he's going to be ready for this game. So as I said yesterday, Jack Stahl was trash. Dallas Goedert can hurt us, as you saw in the first game, which he got hurt by Marquise Bell pulling his arm down and fracturing his forearm. But the Eagles are going to get Dallas Goedert back this week. And also linebacker Zach Cunningham should be ready Sunday for the game against the Cowboys. A guy who, again, they're kind of losing all the linebackers, hence why Shaq Leonard was able to get in to the Eagles and wanted to get in there. Today, they officially, the Eagles said that they signed wide receiver Greg Ward to the practice squad, former receiver that they had. They brought him back. They released Cam Sims, one of their upper receivers there. He's gone from the practice squad. And they waived linebacker Christian Ellis. You know what's important about Christian Ellis? He was the starter right now until they got, Darius Leonard. So they got Leonard and they released Christian Ellis, the guy who started it this past week for them at linebacker. So interesting there. And that is the reason why Shaq Leonard chose these burnt-up Eagles. Elias was a starter against the Niners, got waived today. So that's where they are at linebacker. Getting weaker, and brought in a guy like Shaq Leonard to kind of help them, but he's also kind of new to the team. Will he be able to play a lot this week? That's a big question there, right? How much production will he be able to give the Eagles at linebacker? And then, Cunningham is coming back from injury, which is a boost for them, but he ain't the best ever. And then you got, Shaq Leonard, who is kind of still learning things there in Philly. But just take a look at this. This is one of the reasons why he didn't come to Dallas. Our linebackers. Marquise Bell. Marquise Bell ranks 22nd in run stop percentage this year. Damone Clark ranks 63rd in run stop percentage this year. Could be better, right? Shaq Leonard ranks 83rd in run stop percentage. And run stop percentage, guys, it focuses on running plays and tackles from the linebacker that constitute a loss for the offense. So you didn't get a successful run. So again, you're seeing Marquise Bell, fantastic. Damone Clark right there, pretty much, maybe a little below average, but way below average, Shaq Leonard when it comes to run stop percentage, which is basically his strength. It's not coverage. That's his strength. So will we pick on him if he plays? I think we can pick on Shaq Leonard, especially in the air, passing against them. Now, I also got to shout out the man staying skeptical. Skeptical fan with the dollar holler.
He's cracking up. You know why?
Why?
As he said, go Cowboys.
Hell to the yeah. Go Cowboys. Appreciate you, Mr. Skeptical fan, taking Jason to 98 points on the stream, boss. And I think he's getting closer and closer and closer. Yeah, he just popped into another raffle entry.
Woo, so, look at him. Thank you, Skeptical. Appreciate you.
And, hey, he's right there. I'm going to say it right now. Right behind Jason Renfro and right in front of Mary Alvarez in this big battle for those top 3 spots and adding members, adding these raffle entries to their chances to win. Now, as we talk about the Eagles, I want to finish about the injury report here, guys. Well, no, actually, let me just say, I'll finish the injury report first here. Quick second. The Eagles running back, who we thought, had to be watched here, DeAndre Swift, he got injured, left the game against the Niners, was not listed on the injury report today. And Dallas Goedert, who I just spoke about, was a full participant in practice. So Goddard will be back for this game. You can bet your ass on that. He got hurt against us. He's back against us. DeAndre Swift, who was banged up, you guys said it again against Jalen Hurts as well, was also banged up with the little concussion look. He was cleared immediately. Both guys are not on the injury list. DeAndre Swift is not listed. He's good to go. He got banged up, but he's ready. No excuses. Bring it on, Philly. We got you there. And Jalen Hurts, also a little banged up. He came back and played. No concussion. Not appearing on the injury report. They're 100% ready to go, too, as far as playing this game and not missing this game. So no excuses. What about the guys that are on this list? Full practice. Like I said, Dallas Goedert, who's still on the injury report, but he'll be getting off that soon. the forearm full practice. And another tight end, Grant Calcaterra, with an ankle injury. He's full practice. So 2 tight ends ready to roll back in for the Eagles. Jack Stoll, a third tight end. He was limited in practice with a knee issue. Like I said, Zach Cunningham at linebacker, they need him in there with a hamstring. He was limited in practice, but they're all training to play. And Fletcher Cox, more of a limited rest day. He had a groin injury, but he's also going to play. He was limited. The guys who did not practice today at all for the Eagles, and we'll keep an eye on these guys. It's not really. Darius Slay got a rest day today. He was rested. He has a knee issue, but he got rest. Didn't practice. Darius Slay will play though. And Julio Jones with the groin did not practice at all. He might be the only one that might miss this game as far as this list of guys. So, again, they're going to be ready to go. No excuses either side. We're both healthy. Let's get it on.
I agree.
What's the prices? The average ticket cost, maybe, for this game in Dallas, $443.
Damn.
Against the Eagles. You know what the standing room only tickets are? They used to be like, what? You'd be at like 80 or 100. $191 for standing room only tickets. This is a hot ticket, the hottest one of the year, basically.
Hey, this is one of the biggest games of the year in AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, this is the biggest game by far of the year at AT&T Stadium. And let's take a look at the Eagles for a quick second on special teams. I always talk about defense, but let's go to special teams first. We know our kicker. We know Mr. Brandon Aubrey, how he's doing. But what about their kicker, which is fantastic? I hate to say it. But Jake Elliott, he's only missed 2 field goals this year and 1 extra point. His last miss came in Week 6. So again, it's been a while since his last miss, right? 9 games ago. But Jake Elliott has only made 3 field goal attempts. He's only really had 3 field goals made 3 field goal attempts in the last 4 weeks. So in any recent time frame, he's been kind of cold, a little on ice, with only 3 field goals. That's it in the last 4 weeks. So we'll see how he's solid. He's a fantastic kicker. So, hey, maybe he misses his 3rd field goal of the year. Now, what about their punter, Brandon Mann? He hasn't done bad in the first year with the Eagles. He has a 49.2 yards per punt, and that ranks 9th in the NFL. But he's also had about a 60% of his punts that are able to be returned by the kick returner or punt returner. That is the 3rd most in the league. So basically, Kevontae Turpin may get working out there. He's going to be busy. Most teams are, 3rd most in the league of returns against this punter. 60% of the time it's getting returned. So you never know. It could open up a little room there for Kevontae Turpin to do something. And then you have...
know what uniforms the Eagles are wearing?
It's going to be their green. Their regular Kelly green, not the Kelly green. Their regular moss dark green ones. Yeah, that's what I'm.
Modern day
hearing.
Regular Eagle.
Yeah, the modern day Eagle ones. Yeah, not the bright green ones there from the 80s. By the way, the punt returner. I talked about a lot of these guys here, but their kick returner, punt returner. The Eagles have Britton Covey. He ranks 2nd in punt return yardage, and his average yards per punt return ranks right now 5th most amongst all punt returners. So gotta watch out for the punt return team. The punting team, he has good yardage, but you can return him again. You can at least get attempted returns against them in the punt. And of course, Jake Elliott is fantastic on special teams at kicker, but he has only kicked 3 attempts in 4 weeks. So maybe he's a little rusty, right? We hope. Now we're going to break down our offense versus their defense. The Cowboy offense, baby, in general. You know how we rolling with this thing here? Cowboy offense has scored 26 passing touchdowns. Thank you, Dak Prescott. The most in the NFL, by the way.
For a second, I thought you were going to say something like 26 points on average in a game or something like that.
Offense has scored 26 passing touchdowns, and of course, that's the most in the NFL. And Dak, like I said yesterday, is the leader in the NFL at all quarterbacks at throwing touchdowns. Again, he only has 6 picks, so there's 26 touchdowns in the air. The Eagles' defense have allowed 27 passing touchdowns this year against their defense. That is the 2nd most in the NFL. And we said the same story. Back when we played the Eagles in, week 8 or whatever it was, we said this, guys. The Eagles, we're going to talk about it again. Our offense, our pass offense should be able to pick this Eagle defense apart. They're not good in stopping. They're great at stopping the run, but they're not good at stopping the pass. The Eagles have allowed 27 touchdowns passing touchdowns against them. We've scored 26 passing touchdowns. We're number one. They're number two giving up the most. We're number one at scoring them. Come on. Dak Prescott leading the way. When you look at passing yards, and guys, Dak Prescott had some real shitty early games this year. Not because Dak's shitty. The scheme was shitty by McCarthy. And he's fifth most passing yards in the NFL right now. C.J. Stroud, the rookie, 3,540 yards. Sam Howell, 3,466. Tua, 3,457. Goff, 3,288. And right behind Goff, 50 back, Dak Prescott, 3,234. 3,234 yards for Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott was 26 of 34 against zone coverage last Thursday against Seattle for a season-high 256 yards and 3 touchdowns on Thursday Night Football. You know, Dak has a league-high 10 touchdowns against zone coverage. That's his worst. That's what usually has the most problems. 10 touchdowns, that's a league-high against zone since Week 7 and the reshuffle of the McCarthy offense. You know, before that reshuffle of McCarthy offense, you know how many touchdowns Dak had against zone defense? 0. League leading after the switches. After the aggressive scheme, now we're leading the league in zone touchdowns passed by quarterback.
Yeah.
Before the switch up, we didn't score any touchdowns in the zone. Throwing the ball.
So obviously that was a positive change, you could say.
Huge. It's a difference maker the whole season. Listen, only 4 quarterbacks in NFL history have posted a passer rating of 100 or better in 8 or more straight home games. If Dak Prescott is able to put up a passer rating over 100 or more, Sunday night against the Eagles, he will join the other 4 quarterbacks, guys. Aaron Rodgers, Kurt Warner, Drew Brees, and Brett Favre, some of the greats. It's crazy, guys, right? On the road versus Philly last month, against Philly on the road, Dak had a 115.2 passer rating. That should tell you, at home, with a better team and a better offense, we should be getting, it should be solid Dak day here for us. And when it comes to receiving and throwing the ball to these guys, oh, you know the deal, guys, when it comes to CD, baby. Dak the CD Lamb. Listen, top 5 receivers in the NFL when it comes to yardage. Tyreek Hill, 1,481 yards. CeeDee Lamb is second in the NFL, 1,182 yards. Second best in receiving yards in the NFL, CeeDee Lamb. Keenan Allen, he's about 7 back. A.J. Brown is about 20 back. Jamar Chase is about 120 back. So CeeDee Lamb, probably won't catch Tyreek Hill, but he's showing out to be not just a top 5 guy, but a top 2 guy right now, yardage-wise, in the NFL. Now, I do want to hear from another guy, and we talked about Cavante Turpin a lot today, but now I want to hear him about in the offense, guys. Well, before we do that, let me shout out the man Jason Renfro, trying to creep up and add some more raffle entries in first place on the overall board, the gifting board, the stream boss. What did Jason Renfro say with that $1.60 holler?
He said, "Go Cowboys."
Go Cowboys.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you, of course.
You know it. Much love, Jason, and go Cowboys. So, as I was saying, Cavante Turpin actually, was talking about CeeDee Lamb today, guys. He was on the Cowboys Hour, and he was asked, how does the team's wide receiver room, how has it changed since Brandon Cooks arrived? And who did it help? Who did it change? I want to hear
basically what happened there.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I want to know exactly what the little man there, Cavante Turpin, said about these guys. Brandon Cooks getting there. Who did it help?
So, he said, it changed for CeeDee. Having a leader in there. Somebody that he can lean on and talk to about things. With B. Cooks being there, 1,000 yards, almost in 6 seasons. Being able for CeeDee to learn from him and the guys to see his work ethic. I just feel like that fed off of the whole room, even with me.
Damn, so it's made a big impact. Brandon Cooks, to Turpin, to CeeDee Lamb, and others in that receiver room. It's great to see him here.
Yeah, we had said that before, so it's not necessarily a surprise, but like you said, it is really nice to hear.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there. Cavante Turpin, I mean, CeeDee Lamb, all these guys learning from the man, this guy, Brandon Cooks, number 3, cooking out there, really cooking for our team. And, I'll say this, has been cooking more recently. How's that? Especially with Dak Prescott. He's about 503 yards away from a 1,000-yard season, but probably won't get it. But he may come close. Look, how are we going to... We talked about our offense. How are we going to battle this defense of the Eagles? They are very good at stopping the run, all right? So I'm going to pop this up real quick just to give you... This was from the last game. That's the color they'll be wearing against us, by the way. We'll have our color rush, white helmets, our color rush jerseys. The point is, who's the guy you got to really watch on the defensive line? You see Fletcher Cox, number 91, but I'm watching number 7, who killed us last game when Terrence Steele could not block him. And you remember his name? Hassan Reddick, number 7. He leads the Eagles in sacks. He has 9 this year. Keeping him in check this week is going to be extremely important to let Dak try to pick apart this very weak Eagles secondary. So last time, remember who it was? Terrence Steele has to play better or we're in trouble when it comes to blocking for Dak Prescott, giving him time in this offense. Josh Sweat also got a sack against Terrence Steele in that game. Rookie defensive lineman Jalen Carter also has been a problem for some teams and could be a problem for us. Both these guys, by the way, Josh Sweat and Jalen Carter, have combined for 10 sacks together and 12 tackles for loss. You got those two guys plus Hassan Reddick on the edges. I'm telling you guys, they're bringing it from that defensive front, can stop the run and can definitely put pressure on quarterbacks. It's more about the coverage where they have issues. But if both of these players, if guys like Josh Sweat and Jalen Carter have a chance to kind of take over a little bit in the game, and of course Fletcher Cox doing his thing in the middle, we could be in trouble with Hassan Reddick, and the Cowboy offensive linemen must play consistent this week. Terrence Steele cannot continuously give up 4 sacks and 12 fucking pressures, or it's going to be, we almost won. I can't say we won't win. We will make our lives much more difficult to win if we can't contain Hassan Reddick and these other guys. The Eagles have been slowing down, though. I know we got some people in the chat, some Eagle fans. The Eagles are slowing down. They're creating the 3rd fewest sacks when you look at the last 3 weeks of the last 3 games they've played. So again, I will say this: we got a lot more sacks the last couple of weeks. They've got a lot less sacks, but remember this: they played some tough teams. The Chiefs, the Bills, the Niners, now us. We played the easier teams in our schedule outside of Seattle, but we still played 3 other easy teams, the Giants, Panthers, and Commanders. So let's just be honest and real about that side of things, right? So their pass rush, vital for them to stay in the game. Vital for us to block. If we can get consistent blocking, we should control this defensive line, but they're good. Now, the big news of the week was Shaq Leonard. Darius Leonard did not come to Dallas, chose to play in Philly over Dallas. We talked about it. Move on, play football. But here's the thing, guys. The issue for the Eagles is linebacker. With the injuries, with the shoddy play, they were very light at linebacker already. Zach Cunningham pulled a hamstring a couple weeks ago. They needed another option. I told you guys about Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean is out for the year. I'm pretty sure he's out for the year. Or if he does come back, it'll be way later in the season. So they were lacking at linebacker. Their starter, Elias, it was cut today because he's a scrub and he was their replacement starter. So now they got Zach Cunningham. It looks like he's going to be back into the mix now at linebacker. Although he's not great, he still is serviceable, does a good job for them inside. And then now they have Darius Shaquille Leonard to try to get some snaps. I still think he will not get as many as he will eventually get when it comes to the snap count. But they're going to try to maybe work him in a little bit in there. They have an option now. And again, he has to rush to kind of hurry up and get acquainted and accustomed to the Eagles team for this game really quick around the corner. So you have to wonder how effective will Leonard be this game. And then you got Morrow, who is 3rd on the team in tackles. But the last few weeks, guys, Morrow, linebacker for the Eagles, has struggled to stay consistent. And he's missed a shitload of tackles. So if we get Pollard out there in the second level, get past that tough defensive line of the Eagles, which is where they really, really stop you on the run. If we get to the second level, we have a chance to, maybe go up against a Zach Cunningham with that, still tweaked hamstring. A chance to go up against Morrow, who will probably get most of the snaps over Darius Leonard, who missed some tackles, and get maybe a bigger, not just a 4 or 5 yard gain on the ground, which will be tough in the first place. We can bust that into the second level, maybe get a 10, 12 yard gain. That'd be music to my ears if we can somehow get some of the running game going when we do run. We're going to usually throw. The Eagle linebackers, the important thing about this is that Darius Leonard is coming in and should help the Eagles, especially in the long run, closer as the season comes to an end and in the playoffs. But how much production will he get this week is a big question. So when it comes to linebackers, they're still weak. They're banged up. And even with Darius Leonard, he's just not going to be ready right now. He didn't cut it in Indianapolis. It's going to be tough for him to just jump in there and start and take up all the snaps. That ain't happening. That's just not going to happen. So you look at the weakest part of the Eagles is the secondary. Darius Slay, one of their stronger guys, number 2 right there on your screen, who got a rest day today with his knee injury, but he's fine. He's going to play for the game in this game if there's no setbacks, and he's just getting a rest day like we have for Tyron Smith and 6 guys on our team out of our 8 got rest days. The heart of Philly's defense really is in their defensive line and the pressure they can create with guys like Hassan Reddick, Carter, Sweat, Fletcher Cox. These are the guys that really drive the run stop and they drive the pass rush. But the defensive backs, the safeties and the corners, is where the Eagles are extremely vulnerable. Very much in trouble there if they cannot get any pressure on the Cowboys' passing game. The Eagles are giving up the 4th most passing yards in the NFL and the most passing touchdowns, like I said earlier, in the National Football League this season. To add to the defensive back issues for the Eagles, they also have generated the 2nd fewest interceptions this year, so not much turnovers in the secondary there. No picks. No real fear to throw into the secondary. You look at their safety, Reed Blankenship. He leads the safeties in touchdowns allowed. And also even number 2, Darius Slay, has allowed over 500 receiving yards this year. In fact, guys, he's given up the 10th most yards among all cornerbacks this year. So he's a guy you don't want to always test him. He's going to win some battles, but he's not as good as he used to be. At least that's what it seems like right now. He's still their top guy. So you got to be careful with him. James Bradbury. I mean, Frank Moyer was talking about him in the chat, but James Bradbury is playing horrible, even though he's supposed to be so good. Oh, God, guys, no cornerback has given up more touchdowns this year than James Bradbury for the Eagles. And he's about to face this Cowboy offense that ranks 1st in passing touchdowns with 26 total passing touchdowns by Dak. Among all the position battles between these two squads, the defensive back position is by far the furthest apart in terms of production. Our defensive backs dominate. But when you look at our offense and the ability to attack down the field versus their secondary, this is the biggest mismatch in the game. You look at the Eagles, right? On offense, running the ball, they might be able to run the ball. We can still slow them down. You look at the passing game for the Eagles, they can still pass the ball. We can slow them down. Our defense is top-notch, top 5 defense. Flip it around, you got our offense and our run game. The Eagles will stop our run game. They're pretty damn good. But the biggest chasm, the biggest difference between these teams is our passing game and their pass defense. You know which key I'm going to talk about later tomorrow, this week, this weekend. That's one of the biggest keys. How do we use our offense to attack in the passing game down the field? You find their weakest guys, you attack them. You find the open guys with this new offense we've changed since the bye week, and you attack them. We're at home. There's no fear. It's take it personal because they want to kick our asses. We got to kick theirs. So again, guys, when you look at all this stuff, put it all together, the Eagles secondary is the place to target this game for this week, which also is where the Cowboys offense is excelling at the moment. And now it's specified since after week 6, after the Chargers during our bye week, we changed it up. And that, my friends, is pretty much the breakdown of what I got to say when it comes to this Eagle defense against our Texas Coast offense. Their little D against our big O. Guys, let me know what you think in the chat. If you have any thoughts, maybe let me know. But we're about to wrap this baby up here in a couple of minutes, so get your last thoughts in, your last drops in.
That's Modi is throwing out there. I wonder what stinking Richard Sherman, Keyshawn Johnson, Joy Taylor, and Shady are going to have to say after we kick ass. I have a feeling they're going to come up with a lot of excuses. They're going to become, the world's #1 Eagle apologists. I mean, let's be real. They're going to jump ship faster than the sinking Titanic.
Would you guys be surprised, though? Come on. You know what I mean?
No.
They'll talk their shit, and then, they'll switch they'll move the goalposts like they always do. You know how they do us.
Oh, so, by the way, Jared Jones
in the
chat,
house.
he said, I told Mike McCarthy to stop eating too much McDonald's. He should have stopped after eating his 5th Big Mac.
I know. I see. Now we got the appendicitis. We talked to Mike McCarthy after dark last night. Didn't expect to hear this morning there, Mike. Come on, Big Mike. What's going on?
Oh, so, by the way, Skeptical Fan always staying skeptical. Much love. Jason Renfro as well.
Yeah.
Let me see. Frank Moyer saying the secondary's trash.
Just talked about it. Bradbury.
Yeah. Let me see. Rolling back a little bit more. And I think we answered that already, Pioneer. It's going to be like the dark green.
Yeah, the dark green, the mossy dark green. I mean, I just showed them here. If you look at their, you look at their offense, you see the dark jerseys right there. That's going to be what they're going to look like. We're going to be in our color rush. So yeah, you see the white jerseys, but we're going to be in our color rush, icy white helmets. Yeah, we're coming for this Eagle team. We're going to pluck them, fuck them, and dump them on the side of the road. Yeah, I said it. Pluck them, fuck them, and dump them on the side of the road.
Damn. No.
It's going to get violent.
Let me see. Mary Hovers, much love. Hey, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised, right? So
well, if we pluck them, fuck them, and dump on the side of the road?
No. Dak rejected Joe Taylor. That's why she's always bashing him.
She's a real... I'm just trying to clear my throat. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Oh, anyway, with that said, guys.
We'll see you guys tomorrow night on another MCF discussion show tomorrow. And listen, I got a 2 extra days here to kind of get you guys some more keys, some matchups. We're going to investigate how we're going to win this game on Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. We're going to have a little pregame. I don't know if we're going to have a pregame party because it seems to be a jinx. We're going to figure something out, though, pregame Saturday night for a huge matchup, a huge battle here. Cowboys and Eagles. Even the doggy, Asha, she's ready for this shit. You ready for this, right? Yeah, we're ready. Baby, you do the shout-outs already?
Let me do them now.
Yeah, and then we're going to shout out those that rep the boards.
Asmodeus, much love.
I had to mute it there for a second. Yes, who was it again?
Mary Alvarez.
There it is. Yeah, Mary.
Asmodeus. Let me see. Burn Bar, much love. Jason Renfro, of course. Jerry Jones. Pioneer in the house.
Burn Bar cracking me up.
Let me see. Shout out Burn Bar.
Shout him out.
Frank Moyer, of course. Pete. Let me see. Seabass. Revelation Journalist. Frank Moyer. Jason Renfro, of course. Raymond Solis. Squirtin
in the house.
It's as far back as it lets me go right now. So
well, let me shout out some people that dropped the love from above tonight, baby.
Of course.
Amazing games in the Navy Blue crew, dropping also some extra love to get into another raffle entry. Jason Renfro leading the overall board, overall board, the stream boss, the gifting board. Much love to Jason. Snug X, you know why he's here. He's the king of the Cash App back-to-back and the sponsor of the week. Gloria with the PayPal 25 on it. We got Skeptical Fan, always staying skeptical, right there in second place in the gifting board. And up at the tops there on the overall board. Mary Alvarez also in that gifting board at the top of the overall board with her multiple drops of gifted memberships. Calvin Richard in the mix as well, man. Thank you all for dropping the love, the support from above tonight, overnight, after dark. However it's done here, guys, we can't do this without you guys. And another reminder that SnugX is our sponsor of the week right there, back-to-back, like our 90s Cowboys, and also back-to-back as our Cash App King. Will that change this week? Well, right now, it's a close battle, SnugX. Jason Renfro, others are in there. Oh, wow, we got ourselves I Love Bean Dip in that membership. Navy Blue crew. Why, baby? Why? Tell me why.
Well, because Jason Renfro said, hold up, wait a minute.
He said, hold up.
Gotta gift a membership.
Let me get another one on this. And again, get a little. I was just about to announce that portion of the board. Mr. Jason Renfro, he's in first place on the overall board. He's trying to re-up everything here right now. And he is currently got 12. Roger the Dodger, Roger Staubach, Captain America, 12 gifted memberships, 2 more than Skeptical Fan, 3 more than Mary Alvarez. What a battle it is. Now, I want to remind everybody, Mary Alvarez is the gifting membership queen this week, so she gets that crown the whole week. But right now, Jason Renfro's trying to take that 12 to 10 to 9 in a battle with Skeptical Fan and Mary Alvarez. Much love to all you guys on that side of things. Like I said, Skeptical Fan leads the way right now overall. He's the sponsor of the week and the Cash App King. But the leader right now is still Jason Renfro this week on the overall board side. And when you look at the Cash App leader, even though we had drops by Skeptical Fan, we got drops by SnugX, Jason Renfro, Stanley Smith, still the man in the lead in the Cash App. So Stanley Smith leading Cash App. But then everything else is being led this week by Jason Renfro. He's got it locked in. He's also leading with the most raffle entries from our man here, Mr. De Lunatic, baby. Real quick, one last quick time. Let's remind everybody about this fantastic. I don't want to have anybody jump in and miss the chance to get into this raffle. 4 prizes available, 4 different winners, $10 per entry. You could put 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You get there, boom, you got an entry. Yep. And if you're in the membership and you get into the $10 range, once you drop 10 and you're in the membership, you get a bonus membership raffle entry. But then you keep stacking them entries. Every 10 on top of that, you add another entry, unlimited entries. Good luck to those that keep upping their chances and winning one of these 4 great prizes. And baby, what are these 4 great prizes from the Lunatic?
Again, you have your Cowboy car package here, representing our Cowboys,
on the road
wheels.
Yeah,
that's
fourth.
Right.
That's the 4th place prize. 3rd place prize.
The customizable Cowboy shirt, any name, any number on the back, and of course, that embroidered Micah Parsons signature cap.
Hell yeah, I love that. I want to go. I cannot go for these raffles, but I would. That's one of the prizes I would love to get. Both one of a kind. Any size, I think, for the shirts too, and just the name has to fit the certain character list, and the numbers, any number, it's awesome. Micah Parsons, the autographed fucking hat. God damn, that's solid. That's fire. And then 1st place and 2nd place, it's an equal win there. If you're 2nd place, you're still in 1st, baby. What do they win if they're in the top 2 places? They come out there.
Again, your choice of an authentic, stitched in jersey. As long as the player is available, we got you. Any player, style, or size. Available
for these guys in their eras, now early Hall of Famers, old school guys, current, whatever. It's there. Mike Mosh, Cowboys Mosh, South to Heaven 88. Much love to him and getting these jerseys out there. And extra special love to the Lunatic for making this thing happen when? December 10th. Halftime of this game against the Eagles. Sunday Night Football. Join us there. Be there, be square, and let's see who the 4 winners are. I know the 5th winner that night is the Dallas Cowboys. We got 5 on it. Thank you all again. We got 5. You see it? We want 6 and beyond. Thank you all again here. Thank you, Lunatic. Thank you, everybody who's dropped the love from above. And baby, unless there's anybody else who shout out in the chat.
I think we did all the
shout
outs.
Well, then let me know why we do this thing here every night here, My Cowboys Family. Almost another 2 hours here on My Cowboys Family. Why do we do this?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, here on this channel, we always, no matter what, rep that star over everything. And here on My Cowboys Family, here in this little corner of YouTube for 6+ years and beyond, never forget the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys! We got 5. We got to get that 6 and beyond, god damn it. Thank you all for dropping your knowledge in the chat all night long. All night. Guys, also thank you from the bottom of our hearts for the drops of love and support for the channel from above, overnight on MCF After Dark, when we're offline, and online here for these streams, gifting the memberships, guys. I mean, just spreading the love. Cannot do this without your love and support. Cash App, Super Chats, gift them, whatever. Appreciate the best fans of all YouTube. But baby, on that note, it is time to clock out. Drop out here on MCF for the night, relock and reload. For a show tomorrow, it's going to base things on must-win matchups and some other keys to victory. We'll talk about this the next 2 nights here on Thursday and Fan Friday as we get ready for the pregame show on the weekend on Saturday and game night. Sunday Night Football, lights, camera, action. We're on like Donkey Kong. I'm ready. You ready? We all ready for this. Cannot wait. Baby, before we can officially drop out of here for the night, tell them what we got to do.
We gotta drop the beat.
Oh yeah, that beat's been dropped. It's a wrap here in My Cowboys Family, and thank you all for stopping in, dropping your knowledge, dropping your thoughts on our navy blue, silver, and star Dallas Cowboys, repping it here over everything. And another one in the books, another chat in the books. It's a done deal. It's a wrap. We talked about Micah getting hungry. He spoke a lot. We talked about this Eagle defense against our offense, Dak's numbers, and of course, McCarthy being a little green today. Not Eagle green, but actually appendicitis green. But he looks like he's going to be okay, and looks like he's going to be in that stadium one way or the other. The coach's huge game, NFC East battle, NFC Conference battle against the motherfucking filthy Eagles. Here in MCF, it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star for everything. Never, ever, ever forget the number one thing right here, my Cowboys family. Much love to everyone, even the haters in the back. Much love to everybody in the house. Appreciate you all. Don't forget to hit that like button for the stream. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Keep growing this thing. Notification bell so you know we're going live. Make sure you have it on all videos. Follow us at MyCowboysFamily on X, Twitter, all social media, and Discord as well. And never, ever forget, guys, have a great night. Stay safe. We'll see you tomorrow. And again, never, ever, ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.